who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against.
आज यहाँ पर भारत में जो G20 सम्मेलन हुआ, जिसके बारे में चर्चा करने के लिए मैं मेरे मित्रों को स्वागत करती हूँ। इसलिए मैं अब उनका स्वयं परिचय देने के लिए आमंत्रित करती हूँ।
Hi, hello. Let me introduce myself. This is Srinidhi, studying 7th standard in Balayesu English Medium High School.
Hello, nice to meet you all. This is Nikhil Chand, studying 7th standard in Balayesu English Medium High School.
Pandana, studying 9th grade in Balayesu English Medium High School.
Hi, myself Siri, 8th standard in Balayesu English Medium High School, and I am excited here to be for this opportunity. I am a hardworking and dedicated student of Balayesu English Medium High School. This is Raismisa. I am studying 8th standard. A marvelous morning to you all. I am Sushmita, studying 10th class in Balayesu English Medium High School. I am really glad to meet you all. This is Yamini, studying 10th standard in Balayesu English Medium High School.
A peaceful morning to everyone. I am the student of grade 9 in Balayesu School. My good name is Abhigyan.
To introduce myself. This is Vanala, studying 10th grade in Balayesu English Medium High School. Namaskar, I am the student of Balayesu English Medium High School, studying 9th grade, myself Shruti. A pleasant morning to all, studying 8th grade in Balayesu English Medium High School. This is Satvik.
Nageshwari, studying 7th standard in Balayesu English Medium High School.
नमस्कार, मैं जानसी भाई, मैं बालायसु पाठशाला में 10वीं कक्षा पढ़ रही हूँ और पाठशाला के छात्रों की नेत्री भी बन चुकी हूँ। सम्मेलन आरंभ करने के पहले हमारी ओर से हमारे माननीय श्रीमान प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को धन्यवाद प्रकट करते हैं, क्योंकि आप ही हमारे देश गर्व करने की मौका दिया है। पिछले 9 सालों से हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी पाए हुए उपलब्धियों के बारे में आपको बताना चाहती हूँ। टेक्नोलॉजी, स्पेस एक्सप्लोरेशन अचीवमेंट्स, बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी, डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, कोरोना पैंडेमिक, इंडस्ट्रीज एंड कॉमर्स, प्राइवेट सेक्टर, क्लाइमेट चेंज, स्किल डेवलपमेंट, नेशनल ई-विधान एप्लीकेशन, ट्रेड एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना, आर्टिकल 370, द मुस्लिम वुमेन प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ राइट्स एंड मैरिज एक्ट 2019, गेम्स एंड स्पोर्ट्स, अयोध्या राम मंदिर, new parliament, global biofuel alliances, women reservation bill. First, economy. The Indian government has undertaken several economic reforms during this period, such as the Make in India initiative to promote manufacturing the Digital India campaign to boost the digital economy and changes in foreign direct investment FDI policies. Additionally, labor laws have been reformed to make it easier for businesses to hire and fire employees. India is ranked 5th in world's GDP rankings in 2023. India's economy boosts diversity and swift growth fueled by key sectors such as information technology, services, agriculture and manufacturing. Science and technology, space exploration achievements. Under the NDA government, India's Space Agency, ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, achieved significant milestones. The successful launch of missions like Chandrayaan-2, India's lunar mission, and Mangalyaan-2, India's Mars mission, showcased India's growing prowess in space exploration. Digital India Initiative. The government's Digital India Initiative has played a crucial role in promoting technology adoption and digital infrastructure development across the country. The push for digital payments, internet connectivity, expansion in rural areas, and the growth of the IT sector have all been notable achievements. Space technology and development. Mars Orbiter mission, Mangalyaan. In 2013, India's ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, successfully launched the Mars Orbiter mission, Mangalyaan, making India the 4th space agency in the world to reach Mars. This mission was celebrated for its cost effectiveness and successful execution, showcasing India's capabilities in interplanetary exploration. Launch of Chandrayaan-2. Under the NDA government, India launched Chandrayaan-2 in 2019, the country's second lunar exploration mission. Although the lander Vikram had a hard landing, the orbiter continues to provide valuable data about the moon's surface, furthering India's expertise in lunar exploration. Launched at 2:35 p.m. from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh, carries by ISRO's largest and most powerful rocket, the launch vehicle Mark 3. India aims a soft landing of Chandrayaan-3 on the moon's south pole. If the mission is accomplished, India will become the 4th nation to successfully complete the soft landing of the spacecraft on Earth's natural satellite. And also, India will become the first country in the world to land a spacecraft on the moon's south pole. Commercial satellite launch services. ISRO's commercial arm, Antrix Corporation, has expanded its satellite services, attracting contracts from various international clients. This commercial success has not only generated revenue but has also bolstered India's reputation as a reliable and cost-effective option for satellite launches. India earned 1.13 lakh crore rupees as military capital expenditure in budget 2022-2021. But revised estimates presented in Parliament by Finance Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman show the military ended up spending 1.34 lakh crore rupees on modernization. Digital public infrastructure. Digital ID. Digital systems and ecosystems that generate, store and enable individuals and entities to obtain a digital ID and have it securely verified. Digital payments. Digital systems that enables individuals, businesses and governments to transfer money between one another safely and easily. Data exchange. Digital systems that enable the seamless and source sharing of data based on consent as required between entities, for example, businesses or governments or across systems. For example, data exchange DPIs can enable providers to obtain more easily the information they need to provide financial products and services, or also to fulfill regulatory requests such as risk management process. Government of India has consistently been taking proactive steps to respond to the COVID pandemic and has been bolstering the preparedness of the health system to respond to all the aspects of COVID-19 management. India managed to obtain lowest positivity and mortality rates coupled with one of the highest recovery rates globally during the pandemic. The country's public health efforts were strongly supported by its research and development capacity in developing vaccines against COVID-19. The planning of the vaccination drive started well in advance based on the scientific evidence and global best practices. On 16 January 2021, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji launched India's vaccination program, which is the largest COVID-19 vaccination drive in the world. India sent COVID-19 vaccines to Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Bhutan, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Morocco, Brazil, South Africa, Afghanistan, Mexico, DR Congo, Nigeria, United Kingdom, and many other countries were among some of the beneficiaries of the Vaccine Maitri initiative. Industries and commerce. Ease of doing business initiatives such as Make in India and the implementation of the Goods and Services Tax (GST) have streamlined taxation and regulatory processes, making it more attractive for domestic and foreign businesses to invest in and operate within the country. Digital India and Startup Ecosystem. Programs like Digital India and Startup India have encouraged entrepreneurship and innovation, leading to the emergence of a vibrant tech industry. India has become a global hub for technology startups, with a growing number of unicorns and tech companies making their mark on the global stage. Exports and promotions. Initiatives like the Atmanirbhar Bharat, Self-Reliant India campaign have sought to enhance India's manufacturing and export capabilities, special economic zones, and trade agreements with various countries have facilitated trade and exports. Private sector. Digital transformation. The private sector in India have witnessed significant growth in the digital domain. The government's Digital India initiative has facilitated the digital transformation of various industries, including e-commerce, fintech, and IT services. Promotion of startups. The NDA government has actively promoted the growth of startups and entrepreneurship through initiatives like Startup India. This has led to a surge in the number of new businesses and has made India one of the world's largest startup ecosystem, attracting both domestic and foreign investment. Liberalization and economic reforms. The government has continued to pursue economic liberalization and reforms to make it easier for the private sector to operate in India. Climate changes. India has ranked 8th in the Climate Change Performance Index CCPI 2023. India ranked 10th in CCPI 2023. The Indian government has implemented comprehensive policy measures to encourage renewable energy, including capacity targets, improvements to administrative processes, and incentives for the domestic production of solar technologies and ramping up the production of green hydrogen. Skill development. NDA government launched the Skill India initiative, which aims to provide skill training and vocational education to millions of Indian youth. This program has helped bridge the gap between education and employment, making the Indian workforce more job ready. Digital education. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the adoption of Digital India in India. The government's Digital India campaign and the launch of the Swayam platform for online courses have made education more accessible, especially in remote areas. Quality improvement. The government has focused on improving the quality of education in India through initiatives like Quality Education and Atal Tinkering Labs. These efforts aim to enhance the learning experience, promote innovation, and nurture critical thinking skills among students. National E-Vidhan Application (NEVA). NEVA is one of the mission mode projects of the Government of India under Digital India program. Launched to digitize and make the functioning of all the 39 legislatures across the country paperless on the line of Himachal Pradesh Legislative Assembly. NEVA is developed to function as a member-centric application, device-neutral and user-friendly app to equip all the members to handle diverse house business smartly. NEVA is a generic digital application hosted on National Cloud Meghraj with maintenance, security and disaster recovery for legislative houses. Trade and infrastructure. The announcement launch of a Mega India Middle East Europe shipping and railway connectivity corridor by India, the US, Saudi Arabia and the European Union. The India Middle East European corridor will encourage and provide impetus to economic development through enhanced connectivity and economic integration between Asia, West Asia, East, Middle East and Europe. Notably, a major and historic takeaway of India's presidency of the G20 summit has been the inclusion of the African Union as a permanent member of the Group of 20. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana was launched with the aim to provide housing of an affordable price to the weaker sections of the society, lower income group people, urban poor and rural poor. The Yojana involves the construction of around 20 million houses at an affordable price. Give the authority to the State Constituent Assembly to incorporate its own constitution that will give the state several different laws. Such separate laws include citizenship rights, ownership of land rights and many others. People from other states are restricted from buying land in the state. The Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir was rendered infractious by the Constitution. Application of Jammu Kashmir Order 2019 CO 272 issued by the President of India on 5th August 2019. Protection of Rights on Marriage Act 2019. The Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Act 2019 that will criminalize the age-old practice of Talaq-e-Bidat, triple talaq, having the effect of instantaneous and irrevocable divorce practiced by some Muslim men to divorce their wives. Games and sports. India has encountered many path-breaking sports movements in the past 7 decades. Sports in India refers to the large variety of games played in India, starting from tribal games to mainstream sports. India is considered a bouquet of stellar performers in sports. Today, many kids, many kinds of sports are watched with great interest and respect. We can sense that the golden age of Indian sports has just begun. from winning its first Olympic medal in 1948 to registering one of its best performances at the CWG 2022. India has come a long way in sports since its independence. Ayodhya Ram Mandir. The Ram Janmabhoomi Ayodhya is going to lit with lights of happiness this year because the most awaited Ram Mandir Ayodhya is getting to be completed soon. As we all know, Ayodhya is the birthplace of Lord Rama and he is one of the principal deities of Hinduism. You should know, Ram Mandir was being awaited for hundreds of years, but it was not possible due to the clash with Babri Mosque. However, the Supreme Court of India passed the judgment in 2019 in which land was allocated to Ram Mandir Trust and authority was passed to Government of India for forming the trust. After that, the Government of India allocated the budget for Ram Mandir and construction was started at the site. As per information coming to us, Ram Mandir construction is almost complete and it may take 2 to 4 months more for the completion. Moreover, you should know that the Ayodhya Ram Mandir opening date 2024 is announced as per which inauguration will be done by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, in the presence of other delegates. New Parliament. The new Parliament has constructed on 3 themes, the banyan tree, peacock and the lotus. The historic symbols will also be installed near the Lok Sabha Speaker seat. The peacock theme extends to the carpets and ceiling of the Lok Sabha. Main function of both the houses is to make laws. Every bill has to be passed by both the houses and assented to by the President before it becomes law. The subjects over which Parliament can legislate are the subjects mentioned under the Union list in the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India. Global Biofuels Alliance. The Global Biofuel Alliance is one of the priorities under India's G20 presidency. Last but not least, there is a new bill passed by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. No other government has passed this bill. It's nothing but Women's Reservation Bill. Women's Reservation Bill was introduced in Lok Sabha on 19 September 2023 during the special session of Parliament. This legislation seeks to allocate 33% of the seats in the directly elected Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies for women, a bill to further amend the constitution. और एक बात यहाँ है कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी पाए हुए उपलब्धियों में G20 सम्मेलन भारत मंडपम कन्वेंशन सेंटर प्रगति मैदान में आयोजन हुआ है, वह पूरी तरह सफल हुआ है। सितंबर 9 और 10 को आयोजन हुआ उस सम्मेलन में जो सोच है वसुधैव कुटुंबकम था, समस्त दुनिया एक परिवार उसलिए अब हमारे 7वीं, 8वीं और 9वीं 10वीं कक्षा के छात्र G20 सम्मेलन के बारे में चर्चा करने के लिए आ रहे हैं।
20 major countries formed an economic grouping G20 after the Asian financial crisis in 1999. Its GDP is 80% and its international trade is 75%. Its members include Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the United Kingdom, the United States and European Union. The theme of G20 is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning one earth, one family, one future. In September 2023, at the 18th summit of G20, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, announced that the African Union has been included as the member of the G20, marking working in the 21st country. A collection of 20 of the world's largest economies formed in 1999 after the Asian financial crisis has a forum for the finance ministers and central bank governors to discuss global economy and financial issues. It was conceived as a bloc that would bring together the most important industrialized and developing economies to discuss international economic and financial stability. The main purpose of arranging the G20 summit is to solve many international and intergovernmental matters that affects the world economy and trade. This time meeting is being arranged in India, and India is mainly going to talk on many issues like climate change, debt, multinational corporation taxation, currency regulation, food and energy security, sustainability, and geopolitical conflict. Day 1, G20 Summit 2023, September 9th. At 2:30 p.m., reserved preserved by the Ministry of External Affairs. At 5 p.m., bilateral meeting between our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, and Honorable Prime Minister, Mrs. Sheikh Hasina of Bangladesh. At 6:15 p.m., UN Secretary General press conference led in New Delhi. At 7:45 p.m., bilateral meeting between our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi ji and US President Mr. Joe Biden. The last meeting was bilateral meeting with the leaders of Mauritius. 2023 Day 2 September 10 8:15 a.m. to 9 a.m. Leaders and heads of delegation will arrive at Rajgarh in individual motorcades 9 a.m. to 9:40 a.m. The leaders will then lay a wreath to Mahatma Gandhi Samadhi and a live performance of Mahatma Gandhi's favorite devotional songs 9:40 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Arrival of leaders and heads of delegation at Bharat Mandapam, Pragati Maidan, New Delhi 10:15 a.m. to 10:28 p.m. Tree plantation ceremony at Bharat Mandapam, South Plaza 10:30 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. The third session, One Future, will take place at the venue, followed by the adoption of the New Delhi Leaders Declaration.
Permanent Secretariat and headquarters. Instead, the G20 President is responsible for bringing together the G20 agenda in consultation with other members and in response to developments in the global economy. Coined the optimist slogan One Earth, One Family, One Future for the G20 Summit 2023. The G20 consists of 19 countries and the European Union and making up about 85% of global GDP and 2/3 of world's population. Then what are G20 countries called?
The members of the G20 are Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Republic of Korea, Mexico, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, the United States, the United Kingdom, the African Union and the European Union.
According to the official G20 website, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means one earth, one family and one future, is drawn from the ancient text, the Maha Upanishad. International economic cooperation. It plays an important role in shaping and strengthening of global architecture and governance on all major economic issues.
Massive debt crisis that had spread across the emerging markets in the late 1990s, beginning with Mexican peso crisis and followed by the 1997 Asian financial crisis, the 1998 Russian financial crisis, and eventually impacting the United States.
Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, the Republic of Korea, Mexico, Russian Federation, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, the UK and the US. Bharat holds the presidency of G20 from 1st December 2022 to 30 November 2023. What is the symbol of G20?
Bharat will hold the presidency of G20 from 1st December 2022 to 30 November 2023, overcoming the trying circumstances and ensuring prosperity to reach the last person at last mile. This is why the Earth in the logo is placed on a lotus stool.
Who are the permanent members of G20?
Apart from the new member, the grouping comprises Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, the Republic of Korea, Mexico, Russia, Turkey, the UK, the US and the European Union.
Then who will host G20 after Bharat?
Following Bharat's tenure, Brazil is slated to take over G20 presidency 2024, followed by South Africa 2025. The 23-24 budget, government allocated 990 crores to the G20 presidency. The president said during budget, the presidency gave unique opportunity to India to strengthen the role of the world economic order.
The logo of G20 summit inspired?
Honorable India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji launched and unveiled the G20 logo, drawing inspiration from the vibrant colors of the national flag. The G20 flag is in the colors of saffron, white, green and blue, as it juxtaposes planet Earth with the lotus. The India's national flag reflects growth amid challenges.
What is the flag of G20 2023?
The G20 logo 2023 is inspired by the vibrant colors of national flag of India, saffron, white, green and blue. The G20 Summit 2023 logo design depicts India's national flower, the lotus, along with the planet Earth, representing growth in amidst challenges.
What is the purpose of G20 Summit 2023?
At the G20 Summit 2023, under the theme of One Earth, One Family, One Future, important issues such as food security, climate and energy, health, development and digitalization were discussed.
What are the priorities of G20 Bharat 2023?
Responding to the Indian presidency's the 6 G20 priorities, green development, inclusion growth, progress on UN SDGs, technological transformations, multilateral institutions for the 21st century and women-led development. The leaders committed a series of actions and goals wide-ranging 83 paragraph long.
Up to current date, how many times Bharat hosted G20?
As of the current date, Bharat has never hosted this vital international event. However, this will change soon. Bharat is scheduled to host this summit for the first time on September 9th and 10th, 2023 in New Delhi, marking a significant milestone for nation.
What is the purpose of G20?
The G20 initially focused largely on broad macroeconomic issues, but it has since expanded its agenda to inter alia, include trade, sustainable development, health, environment, energy, climate change and anti-corruption.
Reduces risks and prevents future financial crises to establish a new global economic financial architecture, policy coordination among its members to achieve global economic stability and sustainable growth.
G20 presidency. It has plans to host 200 meetings. India is the G20 presidency, which can give it some authority and power. One of them could be India, which can invite some of the countries that are not part of the G20 country. Inviting the countries that are not part of the G20 group will promote friendship between the countries and help to improve relations between the G20 countries and the countries that are invited. This year, India has sent special invitations to the countries like Bangladesh, Mauritius, Singapore, Egypt, the Netherlands, Nigeria, Oman and Spain.
Involved in G20 Summit? G20 Summit 2023, member countries and its leaders. Bharat, Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi ji and the present host of G20. Argentina, Mr. Alberto Fernandez. Australia, Mr. Anthony Albanese. Brazil, Mr. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Canada, Mr. Justin Trudeau. China, Mr. Xi Jinping. France, Mr. Emmanuel Macron. Germany, Mr. Olaf Scholz. Indonesia, Mr. Joko Widodo. Italy, Miss Giorgia Meloni. Japan, Mr. Fumio Kishida. Mexico, Mr. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. Russia, Mr. Vladimir Putin. Saudi Arabia, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. South Korea, Mr. Yoon Suk Yeol. Turkey, Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan. United Kingdom, Mr. Rishi Sunak. United States, Mr. Joe Biden. European Union, Miss Ursula and Mr. Charles Michael.
Modernly member countries, the guest countries were also involved. G20 summit guest countries. Only 20 countries are the part of the G20 summit, but because this meeting has an impact on the economy of the whole world, many countries attend this meeting as guests, and many international organizations and regional organizations attend this meeting. Is the eyes of the whole world will be the international meeting at this time. Some of the guest countries are here. Mrs. Sheikh Hasina, Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Mr. Azali Assoumani, President of Comoros. Mr. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of Egypt. Mr. Pravind Jagannath, Prime Minister of Mauritius. Mr. Mark Rutte, Prime Minister of Netherlands. Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Prime Minister of Netherlands. Mr. Haitham bin Tariq, President of Oman. Mr. Paul Kagame, President of Rwanda. Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, Prime Minister of Singapore. Mr. Pedro Sanchez, Prime Minister of Spain. Mr. Mohammed Nahyan, President of United Arab Emirates.
What are the meeting dates of G20 Summit 2023? Within G20 Summit, meetings are held in different places with different subjects. These are arranged in different ways within 2 weeks. The changing for reason to maintaining the security. The meetings like Finance Deputy Meeting September 5th and 6th, New Delhi. The Joint Sherpas Meeting September 6th, New Delhi. G20 Summit 2023, September 9th and 10th, New Delhi. The 4th Sustainable Financial Group Meeting, New Delhi in September 13th and 14th. 4th Frameworking Work Group Meeting, September 18th and 19th on Raipur.
Bharat's G20 priorities: green development, climate finance and life, accelerated inclusive and resilient growth, accelerating progress on sustainable development goals, technological transformation and digital public infrastructure, multilateral institutions for the 21st century, women-led development. Can you explain a brief summary of G20 summit led in New Delhi?
On September 9th and 10th, the G20 New Delhi Summit was held in New Delhi, hosted by Bharat as the G20 presidency, and Mr. Kishida Fumio, Prime Minister of Japan, attended it. At the G20 Summit, under the theme of One Earth, One Family, One Future, important issues such as food security, climate and energy, health, development, and digitalization were discussed. Prime Minister Mr. Kishida made remarks in Session 1, One Earth, and in Session 3, One Future. The G20 New Delhi Leaders Declaration is issued as the summary of the discussion.
For Session 1, One Earth.
Session 1, One Earth. In this session, participants discussed such issues as the world economy, food security, climate and energy, and environment. Regarding Russia's aggression against Ukraine, many G20 members, including Japan, emphasized the importance of observing the United Nations Charter and achieving the just and lasting peace in Ukraine.
Prime Minister Kishida stated that the international community faces multiple crises for making it increasingly important to cooperate at the G20. The premier forum for G20 is to cooperate international based on the G7. The premier forum G7 should lead to hosted by the Hiroshima summit as the presidency.
Prime Minister Mr. Kishida stated pointed out that Russia's aggression is exacerbating the difficulties of the global economy, including on food and energy, that the G20 needs to address them.
Prime Minister Kishida also introduced that at the G7 2023 marks at the midpoint of the G7 for achieving the sustainable development growth.
Issues, Prime Minister Mr. Kishida said that the consent action plan was formulated as the G7 Hiroshima summit with the participation of invited countries.
A joint declaration that avoids direct criticism of Russia for its war against Ukraine is being described as a significant diplomatic win for India. The agreement of a joint statement in Delhi looked almost impossible a few days ago, given how sharply divided the group was over Russia's invasion of its neighbor. Ukraine itself, which was not represented at the summit, was unhappy. Even though there are many countries, the UK, the US, Russia and China praised the outcome.
About session 2, one family.
Session 2, One Family. In this session, participants discussed inclusive growth, SDGs, health and other issues. G20 members confirmed the importance of reducing poverty and inequality, accelerating efforts towards the achievement of SDGs and preparing for pandemic.
Can you explain about session 3, one future?
Session 3, One Future. Prime Minister Mr. Kishida reiterated the Japan's support to the membership of the African Union, including G20. African countries are playing the international community in recent years.
Just states that in order to overcome the challenges we face and realize a better future, it is necessary to reform multilateral systems. He pointed out that the future of the world depends on the future of developing countries. So, it is necessary to support a sustainable growth and stated that Japan would work on the evolution of multilateral development banks in order to meet the developing needs of developing countries.
Prime Minister Mr. Kishida emphasized it is urgent to strengthen the functions of United Nations and the Security Council must be reformed. In addition, he pointed out the multilateral systems, including G20. It is necessary to potential the generative AI.
Mr. Kishida stated that he attaches importance to achieving universal health coverage as well as for strengthening prevention, preparedness and response for a possible health crisis, including prevention, and efficient funding in times of crisis. In particular, the G20 has confirmed the importance of strengthening of the medical countermeasures, which was advocated at the G7 Hiroshima summit and stated that Japan would work with the G20 countries, the World Health Organization, the World Bank and other partners.
For the investment of the new technologies, including digital, it is key to better future. He stated that the dramatic progress in the digital technologies, he stated for the rising momentum for this, which we based on the concept of data-free flow with trust.
Regarding international taxation, Prime Minister Mr. Kishida stated that a related multilateral treaty should immediately open for a signature in order to prevent trade disputes to the digital services tax and to stabilize the international taxation system at an early stage. He stated that G20 countries should sign it by the end of this year.
And international organizations? Participating countries and international organizations, G20 member countries, Japan, India, Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, Italy, France, Germany, Indonesia, Mexico, Republic of Korea, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Russia, Turkey, United States, United Kingdom and the European Union. Invited Kingdoms, Bangladesh, Comoros, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, Netherlands, Nigeria, Spain, Singapore. And international countries, international organizations, Asian Development Bank, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, International Labour Organization, International Monetary Fund, International Solar Alliance, World Health Organization, World Trade Organization.
Bharat will convene G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in 2023. Has 43 heads of delegations, the largest ever in G20, will participate the final New Delhi Summit in September later this year. Has the nation committed to
democracy and multilateralism. Bharat's presidency will be a significant milestone as it seeks to find a practical global solution for the benefit of all and the embodied. The idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam or the world is one family. The Bharat will held annually with a rotating presidency, and in 2023 Bharat will hold the presidency.
will work to promote this universal sense of oneness. Hence our theme, One Earth, One Family, One Future, by Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi ji. December 1st, 2022 is a momentous day as Bharat assumed the presidency of G20 Forum, taking over from Indonesia. As the largest democracy in the world and the fastest growing economy, Bharat's G20 presidency will play a crucial role in building upon significant achievements of the previous 17 presidencies. As it takes the G20 presidency, Bharat is on a mission to bring about a shared global future for all through the Amritkar Initiative with a focus on life movement, which aims to promote environmentally conscious practices and sustainable way of living. With a clear plan and a development-oriented approach, India aims to promote a rules-based order, peace and just growth for all. The 200 plus events planned to run at the 2023 summit will strengthen India's agenda and the 6 thematic priorities of India's G20 presidency.
Discussed about G20 conference. Now we are going to hear very important resolutions made by G20 leaders.
Resolution 1. Creative, inclusive, sustainable and resilient global value chains and support developing countries to make more of the value chain. Resolution 2. The Cabinet launched vision of Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi ji is setting out various aspects of theme like One Earth, One Family, One Future. To address major issues related to the global economy such as International Financial Stability Board and climate change mitigation and sustainable development. Resolution 4. English, France and Spanish are the official languages of G20.
Strong, sustainable, balanced and inclusive growth. Resolution 6. Facilitate investments including foreign direct investments towards sustainable business. Resolution 7. Women welcome initiatives to support women empowerment in the digital economy. Resolution 9. Promote sustainable, quality, healthy, safe and gainful employment.
Really, it's wonderful, my friends. Before concluding this conference, I want to share the great words of international leaders about our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji and our country. The US is grateful to India and Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji for the G20 presidency and President Joe Biden returned from the Leaders Summit in Delhi feeling very positive and optimistic. British Prime Minister Mr. Rishi Sunak lauded Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership and said India is the right country at the right time to hold the G20 presidency. French President Mr. Emmanuel Macron on the final day of G20 summit thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji for his words of peace during India's presidency and said that the Delhi Declaration confirmed Russia's isolation. I thank Prime Minister Modi. The Spanish representative attending the summit also commended India for its excellent leadership and hailed the positive approach of Prime Minister Modi ji. The Mexican representative praised the wonderful arrangement of G20 while the Oman's representative lauded India's hospitality. Turkey's President Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan thanked Prime Minister Modi ji for his hospitality and hoped that the summit will be a blessing for the only world we have. Hailing Modi, US President Mr. Joe Biden was quoted by a source as saying, The African Union is a critical partner. You, Modi, are bringing us together, keeping us together, reminding us that we have the capacity to tackle challenges together. Kristalina Georgieva, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, said, "Let me congratulate you, Modi, on your wisdom to bring AU onto this table." Bangladesh Prime Minister Mrs. Sheikh Hasina thanked Prime Minister Modi ji for inviting her to the summit and for raising the voice of the Global South. President of the Union of Comoros and Chairperson of the African Union, Azali Assoumani, also thanked India for its support and to their candidacy. While South African President Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa lauded India for its role in getting the AU admitted in the G20. Netherlands Prime Minister Mr. Mark Rutte thanked the Indian presidency for placing the Global South at the center of the group. Mauritian Prime Minister Mr. Praveen Kumar Jugnauth commended India's leadership for the very successful outcome in G20 and expressed his deep gratitude to Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi for this exceptional opportunity. All the world leaders at the G20 summit praised Prime Minister Modi's decisive leadership. Several leaders also praised the Prime Minister for championing the voice of the Global South. A day before G20, Manmohan Singh's praise and cause 2015 में पेट्रोल पंप का प्रदर्शन नई दिल्ली में राष्ट्रीय स्तर इंस्पायर में किया है। दूसरा साई आश्रय 2018 राष्ट्रीय स्तर इंस्पायर में ब्लाइंड रोबो प्रदर्शन गुजरात में किया है। श्रीविद्या सुष्मिता 2022 असम में प्रदर्शन किया है और इस वर्ष में राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर नई दिल्ली में अक्टूबर 9, 10 और 11 को प्रगति मैदान में प्रदर्शन किया जा रहा है। मैं बहुत खुशी से आपसे कहती हूँ कि मैं मेरे प्रोजेक्ट राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर प्रदर्शन करने जा रही हूँ, जिसका नाम स्पीच टू ब्रेली टीचिंग डिवाइस। हमारा पाठशाला बालेसु हमारे छात्रों को हमेशा उच्च स्थान पर रखने की कोशिश करती है। मैं मेरे पाठशाला प्रबंध को और मेरे मित्रों को हृदयपूर्वक धन्यवाद प्रकट करती हूँ। सभी को धन्यवाद।